Welcome back to TransGuyReacts. My name is Nik. I make videos about women's basketball, collegiate or professional. And today I'm going to talk about the firings of two really big coaches in the WNBA. So the first one that everyone knows about is Curt Miller for the Los Angeles Sparks. Pretty surprising after 2 years with the Sparks that he would get fired. Although at the same time, maybe not surprising because the Los Angeles Sparks are known for firing coaches prematurely and not really giving them a chance. They have a really high turnover. And I really feel he didn't really get a chance to build anything there. They're obviously in a rebuild. Last year, they lost Nik and I to free agency. She'd been with the team for so long. And then this year, they had a whole bunch of rookies. Hakeem Jackson, Cameron Brink. They had a whole bunch of young players. Dearica Hamby came last year, and it was just a very new team that needs time to build. Not even including the fact that they had so many injuries. I mean, Cam Brink went down with injury. Ari McDonald had an injury. Lexi Brown has Crohn's disease. Leisure was out. They had so many injuries, but they just weren't even given a chance to really do anything. And I would say, they did come in last place, 12th out of 12 teams, but it was they had a lot of injuries. They don't have the best facilities. They don't have a lot of support. I don't know. I don't understand what they were thinking. That Curt was going to turn things around in 2 years. That's just crazy. But Curt's out, and I'm sure he'll be fine. He'll probably go to Portland. He'll go to Toronto. He'll go to, if Dallas still has their coach, we'll see how long that lasts. Dallas. There's so many other teams that he could be going to. So I'm not worried about it, but I'm at the same time I'm just what were they thinking? It seems premature. If you're rebuilding, it takes time to rebuild. That aside, not as surprising that he got fired. I'm surprised, but I'm not super surprised because of their history. Now, what really surprised me was the Teresa Weatherspoon firing. So now, super controversial. She was only there for 1 season, not even 11 months into her tenure, and the Chicago Sky were predicted to be last place. They were predicted to go 12th, and they almost made the playoffs. They ended up being I think 9 out of 10. So they just missed the playoffs. They have a team full of rookies, young players. This is a rebuild, right? So the idea that a coach would come in and do better than expected and still get fired, there's some shit going on in the background. They had so many injuries too, right? Kennedy Carter was out, Elizabeth Williams was out at one point, Angel Reese was out, hella players were out injured. Isabel Harrison, so many players had injuries, and they still were able almost to make the playoffs. So aside from, there is some controversy about Marina Mabrey leaving, requesting that trade, and even Dana Evans probably wanting a trade as well because of maybe locker room issues. It doesn't mean that it's all the coach's fault, right? There's some internal things going on. Anecdotally, I heard that she got fired because she was a strong black woman. That's straight up, all right? The front office, she didn't let the front office walk over her. They hired a GM, Jeff Paligio, but I don't know his last name, Jeff something. They hired this dude after they hired her. So that's just messy in itself. Why would you hire the GM afterwards? Usually the GM, if you hire a GM, then the GM hires the coach. So there's already conflict there. Then you have the whole situation with James Wade, who was the former head coach, and he really fucked things up for that organization, made really bad trades, treated players really badly like Gabby Williams. And the idea is okay, she's supposed to come in with 1 year and clean up the mess that he made and the trust that he broke. Okay. Then you have to think about the history of this franchise and that it doesn't have a reputable history. Why did Sylvia Fowles ask for a trade? Why did Elena Deladon ask for a trade? Why did Candace Parker ask for a trade? Why did Kalia Copper ask for a trade? All these big players left. Oh, Courtney Vandersloot left. So many players were nah, I'm good. I don't even want to play here anymore. Even after they won a championship, a lot of players left. That tells you a lot about the internal going-ons at that franchise. They don't have a good facility. They play at a rec center. They don't have a lot of trust from players to want to go there. So there's shit going on. Now let's talk about also even a recent thing, the whole Gabby Williams thing. She got screwed over by James Wade with her contract when she was with them, and Gabby, Angel Reese on Twitter or X or whatever, asked Gabby hey, after the Olympics, why don't you come play for the Chicago Sky? And Gabby was nah, I'm good, they treated me badly. And Angel was oh, but those people aren't here anymore. And she was no, I'm good, sorry. But truth be told, those same people are there. The front office is messy. They have some shit that needs to be worked out. I don't understand why Michael Alter, the guy who owns this team, is even owning this team if he's not going to invest in the team. It doesn't make any sense. At this point, I'm Michael, you need to just sell the team to someone who actually cares about women's basketball and these players and will invest in the league and want people to come there in free agency. And now I'm they're going to get a new coach, and the team's going to have to build trust with this. And most of the players for the most part, loved Teresa Weatherspoon. They were really with her. Now they got to bring in a new coach who they're going to have to build trust and rapport with. And you got to think about Kennedy Carter. Kennedy Carter is an amazing basketball player, but she's a hothead. She's a very emotional player. And Teresa Weatherspoon was able to focus her and get her the best out of her. And I don't know if a lot of coaches are able to do that. And if this new coach is not able to do that, Kennedy's going to be out. And that's just going to be a huge loss for the Chicago Sky overall. And I'm worried about this team. So yeah, that's the update and news about what's going on with the coaches. I don't know what to say about that. There's always drama going on in the WNBA around coaching. It's just not enough investment in coaches, in the front office, in facilities. There's a lot of problems. And the teams that do invest in that stuff have better seasons and better history. So only time will tell. We'll see. All right, I'll see y'all on the next one.